Do you believe that time travel is possible? Most of us hear the words time travel and instantly think of science fiction movies like Interstellar or Back to the Future. We imagine shiny machines, glowing lights, or some crazy scientist building a portal to another century. But what if I told you these are real claims, real documents, and real experiments hidden from the public that suggest that time travel has already been tested and maybe even succeeded? This is not a movie script. This is the real story of something called the Montauk Project, a secret government experiment that allegedly took place in the United States under an abandoned Air Force base where scientists worked on mind control, teleportation, and even time travel. And the scariest part, people who worked on this have came out and confessed. During the Cold War, a time when the US and the Soviet Union were trying to outsmart each other in every possible way, governments were desperate enough to spend billions on things that sounded like science fiction. Psychic spies, mind reading, even controlling people's thought using radio waves. These sound insane, right? But the US government's own declassified files from programs like MK Ultra prove that they were actually experimenting with mind control. People were drugged without their knowledge, electroshock treatments, brain manipulation, all in the name of defense and power. So when the people say the Montauk Project was real, it doesn't sound impossible anymore. It fits the pattern. The story begins at Montauk Air Force Station in New York, located at the tip of Long Island. It's now abandoned, overgrown, rusted, locked away. But locals have always whispered about strange activities there: late night trucks, guarded gates, strange noises, and one man, Preston Nicholas, came forward and said he worked there. What he revealed was shocking. Preston claimed he was part of a top secret team working on a project that started as a radar research but quickly turned into something much darker. He said the government was trying to build a machine that could influence people's mind using electromagnetic waves, basically controlling thoughts without the person even knowing it. And then it went further. According to Preston, the experiments reached a point where they discovered how to bend space and time using something called psychic amplification. He said they had a chair, called the Montauk chair, where gifted individuals could sit, concentrate, and create portals using only their thoughts. Time tunnels, he said, real ones. He even claimed they could send objects and people into the past or future. Now, obviously, this sounds impossible, too crazy to believe, right? But here's the weird part. In the 1980s, a teenager named Albielek watched a science fiction movie about the Philadelphia experiment, another alleged time travel experiment done by the US Navy. And suddenly he began remembering things he couldn't explain. He said the movie unlocked memories that had been erased from his mind. He claimed that he was actually involved in those experiments, and that after the Philadelphia experiment failed, he was moved to Montauk. He said he had lived two lives, one in our present and one far into the future, a future where technology was advanced, humans barely worked, cities floated, and machines ruled, all because of time travel. Now let's pause. You might think this is all nonsense, and yes, no solid scientific proof has ever confirmed these time tunnels existed. But here's what is real: Montauk Base really existed. The US government actually conducted secret mind control projects like the MK Ultra. There are real whistleblowers who tell the exact same story in the same detail without changing anything, even years later. Some declassified files have pages missing, redacted, or blacked out, especially when connected to Montauk. Now let's talk about the technology. Is time travel even scientifically possible? According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not fixed. Time can slow down or speed up depending on how fast you're moving, especially if you are near the speed of light. This has been proven using atomic clocks on satellites. Time actually passes slower for those in orbit than for those on Earth. It's called time dilation. Also, scientists like Stephen Hawking have said that time travel, while very difficult, isn't impossible. You would need a wormhole, infinite energy, or a machine that can withstand intense gravitational pull. Do we have that today? Probably not. But if the government had even a small breakthrough, would they tell us? Let's be real, secrets like these don't come out easily. Many believe these kinds of experiments were stopped, but some think they were just moved, maybe to other bases, maybe underground. And if you ask certain locals around Montauk today, they'll still tell you at night you can hear hums like machines deep under the earth. No one knows where it's coming from. Let's assume for a moment that the Montauk Project never happened, that all these people made it up. But then why do their stories match? Why would someone risk their reputation, safety, and sanity to speak out? What would they gain? On the other hand, if even a tiny part of it is true, what does it mean for us? Are we being watched, controlled? Are there people among us who know the future? Is time itself no longer a straight line, but a loop, already bent and twisted by things we don't understand? Maybe time travel isn't about machines, it's about the mind. Maybe the real experiment is us. In the end, the Montauk Project is not just a conspiracy theory, it's a reflection of what happens when powerful people start playing with reality. Whether it's time, the brain, or memory, it shows how far humans are willing to go to control everything. You don't have to believe it, but the abandoned bunkers still stand. The stories haven't stopped, and the files still locked away. The truth about time travel may be hidden, not in the future, but in our past.